Did you know that just 5 exercises stand between you and a body that stays strong, steady, and balanced for life? These 5 cover everything you truly need, so let us begin with the one that matters most. Exercise 1 is the sumo squat, and it is the single most important movement you can train after 60. Your legs are the foundation of your independence. They carry you out of bed in the morning, every flight of stairs, and across every parking lot. When the muscles around your hips and thighs grow weak, the whole day starts to feel heavier than it should. The sumo squat rebuilds that foundation in a way that is kinder to your knees than the narrow squats you may remember from years ago. The wide stance shifts more of the work into your hips and your seat, where you have the most strength to give. Stand with your feet about 1.5 times the width of your shoulders. Turn your toes out gently, somewhere between 30 and 45 degrees, so your knees can track in the same direction. Let your hands rest in front of your chest or hang naturally at your sides. Push your hips straight down between your heels, keeping your chest tall and your gaze forward. Lower yourself as far as you comfortably can while keeping your back long and your heels rooted to the floor. Imagine your feet are growing roots wide into the ground and your hips are sinking down between them like a heavy bell on a steady rope. Press through your whole foot to rise back up, squeezing your seat at the top of the movement. Breathe in as you lower and out as you stand. Move slowly enough that you control every inch in both directions. If your balance feels uncertain, place a sturdy chair behind you and let it sit there as a quiet safety net. Rest your fingertips on a countertop or the back of a tall chair in front of you, and let it steady you while your legs do the work. A shallower depth still counts, every single time. Lowering only a few inches today builds the strength you will use to go deeper tomorrow. Once the movement feels smooth, slow the lowering phase down to a count of 3, and pause for a breath at the bottom before you rise. That small pause teaches your legs to produce strength from a dead stop, which is exactly what real life will ask of them. The payoff inside your body is enormous. The Cleveland Clinic reports that adults lose around 8% of their muscle mass every decade after 60, and the legs are usually the first to go. The sumo squat directly fights that loss. It strengthens your quadriceps, your hamstrings, your inner thighs, and the powerful muscles of your seat all in one quiet movement. Those are the muscles that rise you out of a low chair, push you up from the floor, and steady you on uneven ground. Train them now, and you are protecting the simple freedom of getting yourself wherever you want to go. Now that you have built a base of standing strength, it is time to train the way your body bends and lifts. Exercise 2 is the hip hinge. Every time you bend to lift something off the floor, your lower back takes a load your hips were built to handle. Years of bending from the waist leave your back sore and your hips stiff and weak. This exercise teaches your body the safer pattern, the one that protects your spine for the rest of your life. Learn it once, and your back will thank you every single day. Stand tall with your feet hip width apart and a soft bend in your knees. Rest your hands on the front of your hips. Push your hips straight back behind you and let your chest tip forward toward the floor. Keep your back long and flat the entire way down. Think of your hips as the hinge on a heavy door where the door swings open while staying perfectly straight and tall. Travel back only as far as you can while holding that flat back position. Then squeeze your seat to pull yourself upright again. Keep your weight settled in your heels the whole time and never let it drift onto your toes. Let your breath flow out as you stand and in as you fold forward. Move slowly enough that you feel your hamstrings gently lengthen at the lowest point. There is no reason to rush a single part of this. If your hamstrings feel tight, hinge toward a chair or a countertop and let it catch you. Reduce the range for now and let your body open up over time. If the pattern feels stiff and mechanical today, that simply means today is your starting point. A month from now, it will feel completely smooth. Once the movement feels natural, hold a bag of groceries or a water bottle in each hand for a little gentle load. That small weight teaches your hips to stay strong under the demands real life will place on them. The payoff for learning this pattern is enormous. The hip hinge is the foundation of every safe lift you will ever make. It is the same movement that movers and weightlifters rely on to protect their spines under heavy weight. When your hips take over the work, your lower back finally gets the rest it has been craving. You strengthen your hamstrings along the back of your thighs and the long muscles that run beside your spine. Those are the muscles that keep you standing tall and steady as the years go by. A strong hinge also makes ordinary days safer in 100 quiet ways. Lifting a laundry basket, loading the car, or picking up a grandchild all start to feel smooth and secure. You stop dreading the simple act of bending down because your body finally understands how to do it well. Before we move on, I want to tell you about exercise 5, because I saved it for last on purpose. It wakes up a set of muscles that quietly switch off after years of sitting in chairs. Once they come back to life, your walking, your standing, and your balance all begin to feel easier. Stay with me because that final exercise is the one that ties everything together. Alright, let us move on to exercise 3. Exercise 3 is the wall push-up. Physical therapists now rank upper body pushing strength as one of the most neglected abilities in adults over 60. Think about pushing yourself up out of a low chair, off the floor, or against a heavy door in the wind. Every one of those tasks depends on pressing strength. Most people let that strength quietly fade without ever noticing it slip away. Once it goes, the simplest task can suddenly turn into a two-person job. Training it now keeps your independence firmly in your own hands. Stand about 2 feet back from a wall. Place your palms flat against it at shoulder height and a little wider than your shoulders. Hold your body in one straight line, stacked from your heels all the way up to the crown of your head. Bend your elbows and lower your chest toward the wall, slow and controlled. Then press yourself back to the start by pushing the wall away from you. Keep that line stacked and solid through every press, so the effort travels cleanly through your whole body. Let your gaze rest on the wall just ahead of you rather than dropping down toward your feet. Breathe in as you lower toward the wall and out as you press away from it. Move slowly enough that you stay in full control at both ends of the movement. Aim for around 10 and rest the moment your arms ask you to. The strength you build here reaches further than you might expect. The wall push-up strengthens your chest, the backs of your arms, and the muscles that wrap around your shoulders. All of these tend to weaken faster than almost anything else as you age. There is a direct link between pressing strength and how easily you can catch yourself when you start to fall. Strong arms give you a second chance on the day your feet let you down. They also help you carry groceries, lift a suitcase, and push a heavy door without any strain. Real strength shows up in the small tasks that fill an ordinary week. If the wall feels too easy, that simply means you have plenty of room to grow from here. Even people who train regularly once began against a wall, so there is no shame in starting there. To make it harder, press against a lower surface such as a kitchen counter. Over time, you can move down to a sturdy coffee table. Each lower surface asks a little more of you, and your body will rise to meet it. Progress at the pace that feels right for you, with no rush to reach the floor. If this is helping you, subscribing takes 1 second, and it tells me to keep making videos like this one. Now let us get to exercise 4. That brings us to exercise 4, and this one is going to feel very different. Before I explain it, try a quick test with me right now. Stand up near a counter or a wall for safety and lift 1 foot off the floor. See how long you can hold it there, counting the seconds before you wobble or reach for support. Whatever number you land on, that is your starting point, and we are going to grow it together. Exercise 4 is the single leg stand. That cautious, careful way you may have started moving comes from a balance system you have simply stopped challenging. It has very little to do with your age. Balance is a skill, and every skill fades when you stop practicing it. The encouraging part is that it comes straight back the moment you begin again. Stand tall beside your counter with your feet together. Shift your weight onto 1 foot and lift the other just a few inches off the ground. Hold yourself steady and tall through your whole spine. Imagine balancing a full glass of water on the top of your head that you cannot allow to spill. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds, then gently switch over to the other foot. Breathe slowly the entire time, and let your standing foot grip the floor beneath you. Fix your eyes on a single point in front of you, because a steady gaze creates a steady body. Keep a soft bend in your standing knee so the leg never locks up stiff. Stand as tall as you possibly can through the very crown of your head. The longer and the taller you hold yourself, the easier the balance becomes. If you feel unsteady, keep your fingertips resting lightly on the counter the whole time and let them help. That wobble you feel is your body recalibrating in real time, learning to correct itself faster than it did before. Once you can hold steady without your hands, try letting go for a few seconds. From there, you can even try closing your eyes briefly, which is a real challenge that sharpens your balance remarkably fast. When you feel ready, add a slow turn of your head from side to side. Real life rarely lets you stare at one fixed spot anyway. This one matters more than almost any other exercise on this list. The Centers for Disease Control reports that 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls every year. Falls are the leading cause of injury at this stage of life. Balance training is one of the most effective ways to bring that risk down. Every second you hold builds the small stabilizing muscles in your ankles and your hips. Those are the muscles that catch you before a stumble ever turns into a fall. Practiced every day, this single skill changes how confident you feel on a flight of stairs or a wet sidewalk. Steadiness is something you can train back, one quiet second at a time. Alright, now it is time for exercise 5, the one I promised you earlier. Exercise 5 is the hip thrust. Remember when getting up off the floor took no thought at all? When rising from a low seat or pushing off the couch felt automatic? That ease lives almost entirely in your seat muscles, and they are the first muscles to fall asleep after years of sitting in chairs. Most adults over 60 are walking around on glutes that have quietly switched off. The hip thrust wakes them back up, and once they fire again, your whole body starts to feel lighter and more powerful in every step you take. Find a sturdy couch or the side of a firm bed, something solid that will not slide when you press into it. Sit on the floor with your upper back resting against the edge of the couch, your knees bent, and your feet flat on the floor about hip width apart. Your shoulder blades should rest right at the edge of the cushion, like the couch is a bench supporting you. Drive down through your heels and lift your hips toward the ceiling. Rise until your body forms one clean straight line from your knees all the way through your shoulders. Squeeze your seat hard at the top. Hold for one full breath, then lower yourself back down, slow and controlled. Breathe out as you rise and in as you lower. The couch is the cue, and the elevation lets your hips travel through a deeper range than you would ever get lying on the floor. If the setup feels too intense at first, place a soft pillow between your upper back and the couch to cushion the contact. Lift only partway up at first, only as high as feels comfortable. You can even practice this lying flat on the floor with no couch at all, simply bending your knees and pressing your hips up a few inches. That floor version is a perfectly honest starting point, and it still rebuilds the muscle you need. Once the basic movement feels strong, slow your tempo or pause at the very top for a count of 3. When you are ready to push further, try lifting one foot a few inches off the floor and pressing up through the planted leg alone. Eventually you can rest a small weight or a heavy book gently across your hips for added challenge. The payoff is bigger than almost any other movement on this list. Your glutes are the largest and most powerful muscle group in your entire body, and research from physical therapy clinics shows they grow inactive in most adults who sit for more than 6 hours a day. The hip thrust brings them back online. Strong glutes stabilize your pelvis, take pressure off your lower back, and power every step you take. They are the muscles that climb stairs, rise from chairs, and push you forward on a long walk. Wake them up, and you wake up the engine of your whole lower body. So let us pull all of this together into a routine I call the Daily 5. Begin with 10 sumo squats to wake up your legs. Move into 10 hip hinges to protect your back. Follow those with 10 wall push-ups for your upper body. Then hold a single leg stand for 20 to 30 seconds on each side to sharpen your balance. Finish with 10 hip thrusts to fire up your foundation. The whole routine takes only about 5 minutes from start to finish. Do it daily if you can, and aim for at least 4 to 5 days every week. It works best when you treat it as a daily ritual, something as ordinary and steady as your morning cup of coffee. A few quiet minutes each morning compound into a body that stays capable for years. Consistency is the thing that turns these 5 simple moves into lasting strength. Let me tell you what you can expect if you stay with it. On day 1, a few of these will feel awkward and unsteady. That is exactly where you are meant to begin. By the end of the first week, rising from your chair starts to feel noticeably lighter and easier. By 2 weeks in, you find yourself steadier when you reach into a high cupboard or step off a curb. By 30 days, your body moves with a quiet confidence you had almost forgotten was even possible. Strangers may never notice the change in you, yet you will feel it in every ordinary moment of your day. You will rise from a chair, climb the stairs, and reach for a high shelf without a single flicker of worry. Perfection was never the goal here in the first place. Simply showing up and trying is the thing that truly changes your body. 5 exercises, 5 minutes, and a body that keeps doing what you ask of it for years to come. That is the whole promise, and it sits well within your reach. If someone you love grips the armrest to rise, climbs stairs carefully, or reaches for a wall when unsteady, send them this. It might be the very thing that helps them feel strong and independent again.